Hey YouTube fam, and welcome back to Average Guy DIY. It's so nice to have you. Right off the bat, I want you to know I did start a new Facebook group so that we can start sharing DIY projects with each other. There is no spam. We want to keep the integrity of this group. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click on that bell so you know exactly when my next posts are coming. So one last thing before we get started that I wanted to share with you guys. I found this website. It's called Teespring, where you can literally design anything. It is so cool. And I designed a mug, and it says, why do they give boats female names? And then in the back of the mug it says, because they're always patching things up. Isn't that so true? If you like this mug, I've ordered one for myself. If you like this mug and you want to support the channel, you can just click the link that I'll leave below and you can purchase the mug from there. Okay? All right, so let's jump in. Today we are talking about motorboats versus sailboats. And I've been wanting to have this conversation for quite some time because I've owned them both. And there's pros and cons to both of these boats. But we're specifically going to dig into the things that have affected me the most when owning these boats. And if you're about to go purchase a boat and you're not sure which type of boat you want to purchase, make sure you watch this video so I can give you a heads up of what you'll be in for both of these. All right, so let's jump in. We're going to start with the sailboat. Sailboats are majestic. They're beautiful. They're so nice in the water. You don't have to worry about the sound of the engine chugging. All you hear is the lapping of the water and the wind in your sails. And it's an adventure every single time you hit the water. Honestly, it's therapeutic. That's actually the word for it. So this sailboat was actually the last sailboat that I owned. And it was so much fun. And it had such an advantage over regular sailboats because most sailboats have a fixed keel, not a swing keel. And this one was a swing keel, which means that the keel would actually fold down once we were in the water. This made the sailboat much easier to launch. As you can see here in this next clip, it is difficult to launch a sailboat, especially by yourself, even if it's a day sailor, if it has a long fixed keel. And this is one of the disadvantages of sailboats compared to motorboats. If you're not storing your boat at a marina, it can be difficult to launch by yourself. Unless you're launching a really small day sailor boat, because those are really easy to put in the water, and honestly, those are the most fun. Now this brings us to our next issue with the sailboat, and it is the hardest one to deal with, especially if you're not storing your boat at a marina. If you're storing your boat at a marina, you can get them to sand down the whole bottom of the boat and apply the anti-fouling paint. If you're not storing it at a marina, you have to do this procedure yourself, and it is a lot of work. If you have the extra money, I would recommend you hire somebody to do it for you. The reason this needs to be done is because sailboats sit in the water pretty much all season long, and this keeps the barnacles from growing on the bottom of the boat and seizing everything up. So it's very important, but it is no fun to do. Now another thing that can actually be a little bit difficult is putting up the mast on the sailboat, but honestly I didn't find it as hard as doing the anti-fouling on the boat. So it's not too bad. You can definitely get used to it. One thing that I loved about the sailboat is that you could go inside the cabin and, relax or sleep while someone else was steering, or just to stay out of the cold if it wasn't really the nicest day. So that's pretty much it about sailboats that bothered me, the pros and the cons. Overall, sailing is an amazing experience, and I think everybody should experience it. And that brings us to motorboats. Motorboats are super exciting. If I could wrap motorboats up in one word, I would definitely say convenience. It's easy to go out on the water and come back in really quickly, which is good for somebody like me because I do a whole lot of fishing. Now, the only problem I find that bothers me about motorboats is fuel. You're always checking the fuel gauge to see how much longer you can stay out, to see how much further you can go. Now, the boat that I have is extremely good on fuel, so usually we don't need that, but we don't normally go far. But that is the biggest thing that really eats me up about motorboats. And most engines that are on motorboats are not the quietest. Now, when it comes to launching a motorboat, hands down, super easy, especially compared to sailboats. There's just no comparison. And lastly, storing a motorboat I find is much simpler than storing a sailboat. There's just a lot less moving parts when it comes to storing a motorboat, no matter if it's at the marina or at your house. Okay? Anyway, that basically concludes our video today. I hope it was helpful. If it was, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to join our Facebook group so we can start sharing our DIY projects with each other. And thanks so much for watching. I appreciate the support. You guys take care and enjoy your day.